Okay, I've cleaned the carburetor for what it's worth. It's pretty grungy. I hope I don't need to replace it. Took off the gas tank and put on a new hose. And now I gotta fix the pull start because it like hangs out a little bit. It's just not wrapped tight enough, so I'm gonna pull that off. So there was some slack in the pull start, so I gave it one more wind. Put this through to hold it in place. Cut off the rope from here. And with an extra wind, we'll put it through and it should recoil it all the way. Running pretty good. I just put some new oil in it. It was weird when I bought this engine. The guy goes, "Oh, it starts on first pull." And right afterwards, he shut it down. Like, you know, it wouldn't stay going is what the deal was. But he wanted to try to fool me instead of just tell me that, like, hey, I think the carb needs a cleaning. You know what I mean? It was a automobile swap meet. You know, it's like people know how to work on engines. I don't know, dishonesty. It's just incredible. I would have bought it, you know, if he just said it needed a carb cleaning. Either way, it's a great deal. It runs great. Okay, this one had just a tiny bit of oil in it. It was like mud. I drained that out, so I put some new oil in it. But right now I'm waiting on a new camshaft. When I bought this one, I asked the guy if it runs. He said, sure. Another guy who said, like, it runs. I pulled the pull start, and it was really hard, but it was on the ground, and I was all bent over, so I said, okay, I'll just take it. So what it turns out is that it has a broken compression release on the camshaft. And took a little research to find that out, but it's a wicked easy fix. The part is $8.56 shipped. The original Honda part, and it's no problem at all to put it in. So I'll do a video on that when I get the new cam, and with the compression release, which was the problem. Okay. So I got the new cam for the GC190. Is that what it is? Yeah, GC190. And so you take the head off, or the valve cover. Remove the spark plug. Make sure your TDC by sticking something in the hole, in this case an awl, and making sure that the rockers are loose, which they are. I'm going to check that adjustment. And then you'll notice that, I don't know, my light's not very good here. Let me get the flashlight. And you see there's two lines there. They line things, they show that you're in alignment. This one and that one right there. What you got to do next is pop out slide the belt off the pulley. Okay, I got to do that and put the camera down. Then you got to push this pin out from the back side in here. Give a little poke from the back there. There's a nice little slot hole so you can get a screwdriver behind it. I had to give a little bit of a tap, but comes right out. Oop, came right out. Now we'll pull out the old cam and put in the new the same way. Okay, that's in. The pin is facing up. Hopefully I got the timing right. I didn't feel too good putting the belt on. Didn't seem like really level with it, but I put the plug back in and I pulled it over, and it does pull through easily. So I'm hoping for the best. Right now I'm going to clean up these edges with a razor blade, kind of a pain in the butt, and put some new silicone on it, seal it up, and see if it runs. So we're going to check our valves. 0.2, 0.008 feeler gauge, and they feel good. Just a little bit of drag underneath there. You can see that. And they're both the same for the intake and the exhaust, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to put the valve cover on loosely without the silicone first, just to make sure everything's fine, because I'm not positive about that timing. I didn't like the way the belt went on the cam. it seemed like a notch off, but either way I turned it, it seemed like it was a notch off. But it's probably just fine, but before I put the silicone on, I'd rather check it and see if it runs. Okay, here's a little sled I made, kind of inspired by Road King sleds, although his are beautiful. This is just an old crappy piece of plywood with some PVC around it. Keep nuts and bolts on it, and some little feet, just so you can start up engines and move them around, etc., rather than flopping all over the ground. Okay, we'll try it. We'll start the engine when it stops raining, if it ever does. Well, it's still raining out, but I couldn't wait. I dragged it on out, gave it 2 pulls, realized I didn't have the choke on, put on the choke, and it started on the second pull after that. So I'll start it up. It needs a carb clean, you can tell, but it runs. Okay, the longer it ran, the smoother it got. So yeah, sure, the carburetor needs a clean, but I think next step for this is going to be, it's going to go on an old 1970 Aaron snowblower. And I may have to do some configuring it, since it's just running on the governor. I don't know if I'm going to do that or hitch up a throttle or whatever, but it's time to put some silicone on that valve cover gasket, and it will be done.